All righty, here we are. It is Friday. It is December 3rd, which is crazy. Again, I say that every time. It is crazy that it's already December and we are less than 30 days away from the new year, 2022. Crazy. So today, here we are back in the home office. We are going to be doing our jam session and we are going to be talking about a very, very common question, one that gets asked a lot. And there are, I guess, there's some things that we can look at and determine how fast something should rank. So basically what we're going to be talking about is how long before Google indexes my content and ranks it. So there's two different things there. Those are what we're going to be discussing here on the jam session. So that's what we're going to be covering. Now, if you have any questions for me on the jam session, you guys know how it works. If you've been here before, just drop them in the comments below. I usually leave a little bit of time open so we can go ahead and answer those questions. So that way there we can, address anything that you guys are working on, or if you have any questions on this topic right here. And I will say this, we recently did a content creation challenge where we did it for 7 days. And through that process, we walked people through how to create a piece of content, how to find a good topic, a good keyword to go after. And then from there, how to write it, how to optimize it, how to publish it. And we did the same process that everyone else was doing during this live challenge. Well, I'm happy to say that it's been less than 3 weeks and we have another piece of content that ranked on page 1 already in under a month. So you might be saying, well, Scott, then it takes a month to rank. No, it can, but you do have to look at different variables, the age of the site, what type of content, the competitiveness of it, all of those things. So I'm going to be breaking that down a little bit here on this jam session. So before we get started, let me just go ahead and make sure that everything is smooth here. And yep, it looks like we can hear and see me. We got some comments coming in. What's up, Gio? What's up, Salma? What's up, Scooby Life? And what's up, Facebook user? Good morning. I don't know why it doesn't say your name, but maybe just because it hasn't been accepted. I don't know. That's Facebook. But okay, so that's what we're going to do. I do have a little bit of an announcement. I sent an email out this morning, and I don't even know if I have. Oh, I do. I'm going to put it up there on the screen. brandcreators.com/workshop. If you go there, we are going to be doing a brand new web class. And this is going to be next Wednesday. That is going to be December 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And basically what I'm going to be doing is breaking down really what we've learned since building out these niche properties. One of them, this last month, November, we hit just under $1,500. And it was all generated through Mediavine, which is an ad network. And I'm going to be breaking that down. I got something in my eye here. We're going to be breaking that down, but I'm also going to be showing you some other examples of other sites that are doing exactly what we're doing. So you can get some more ideas, more niches, and things like that. Also answering any questions. But during this time, I'm going to be breaking it down really, like I said, how I've really discovered what is working best when starting a new site or even taking an existing site, what to do from there, really how to speed up this process. Because when I first started this, I kind of did it by accident on our site that we sold. And that's really what got me thinking about this whole niche property thing. And I was like, man, this thing, maybe I could do it again. And then we did it again and we did it again. And so now that is what I'm working on, as you guys know. So during this workshop, I'm going to be breaking down really like a case study, how we've gotten it to that $1,474, I think it was. And that's just the Mediavine. Outside of that, there was affiliate commissions. And we also have to that particular niche property, we also have an Etsy shop that's attached to it, which is doing very, very well. But just the $1,474, that was generated purely from the ad revenue. And I like to look at that because that's truly passive. Like I do nothing for that other than just, make sure that I'm putting new content up. And even if I didn't put content up for a month, that traffic is still coming in. So that money's coming in. I'm going to break that down again, share some examples, and just doing this so we can get ready for 2022. It'll be my last live class before the new year. So I kind of wanted to do it before the new year. So this way here, anyone that is either on the fence or even building one right now can kind of learn from what I've done over the past 2 years and really what I'm going to be doing moving forward going into 2022 and showing you some of these examples. Some of these examples I've never shown before. All right. So that is brandcreators.com/workshop. It's a free web class. It will be again on Wednesday night, next Wednesday, and depending on when you're watching this, and that will be, what is that? December 8th. That is the official date. All right. And yeah, so we'll be going over that. I will also tell you this. I will also have a very, very special offer for anyone that does want to, wants our help into 2022. And we'll be talking more there about our niche properties class. But I do have something special that I'm going to be offering before the first of the year. And this web class will be one way that I'll be doing it. So if you're interested in niche properties class and haven't yet signed up for that class, hold off on that. Don't sign up for that, but sign up for the workshop. I think that will at least help you understand what we're doing moving forward. But then also, if you're interested in the class, we've got something pretty cool that we're going to be rolling out as a special for the web class. All right. So brandcreators.com/workshop. All right. So today, our jam session. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, I got your email, Kyle, and I was going to respond to it. Didn't have enough time yesterday, but I am going to. Love the direction you're going, but I think I'm going to shoot you a quick little video back. I know you're inside BCA. So, and you know, one thing I would say, Kyle, post some of that stuff that you kind of shared with me inside of BCA. I think it would be very helpful. I think you could get some good feedback on that. But I love the direction that you're going. And I've got a few things that I would love to share with you on that direction. So, all right, let me get started here. All right, I got that up, got that going, got my notes. How long before Google indexes my content and ranks? That is our topic for today. All right, here we go, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to another Friday jam session. Today, I am excited because, well, depending on when you're listening to this, we are approaching the new year, 2022. Can you believe it? Crazy, right? Well, this year, as you guys probably have heard me say over and over and over again, I am excited because, well, looking back at the past year and a half, 2 years, and how we've been focusing on really content is really what we're focusing on, creating content, search related content. And from there, turning on an ad network and letting them pay us versus us having products. And not saying that we don't want to sell our own products. We do have some digital products that we sell on one or two of our sites. We have affiliate offers that we also offer to the traffic. But the one thing that's got me super excited is this whole Mediavine, Ezoic, AdThrive. And that is where we can generate revenue from people just visiting the site without them buying a thing. So no inventory. We've got no support to deal with. None of that stuff. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff, right? We don't have to worry about something not working where someone doesn't, get to check out properly, like whatever. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All we have to do is worry about people getting to our site, and creating content allows us to do that. And that's why today's jam session, I'm going to be answering a question and also giving you a couple of different examples on how this can work. But really, the big question that we get asked a lot is how long before Google indexes my content and ranks it, starts getting visitors, basically. Now, indexing is different than ranking. We'll talk about that. There's a couple of different variables here that we have to consider, and there's no one size fits all. I will give you what we're doing and things that we've learned over the past year and a half and how we're kind of changing it up a little bit, how I would do things a little bit differently. So that's what we'll be talking about. But let's just kind of talk first about like the site age. Okay. The site age. The site age has a lot to do with, number one, indexing and ranking. Okay. And I'll talk about that and why it makes a difference. Okay. The first thing we need to discuss here, if you're new or even if you're not new, you might not understand that indexing is different than ranking. Here's what it is. When you're getting your site indexed, that means that Google's bot, okay, their little bot out there goes and scrapes your site, okay? And it's going all the time, okay? And if you have the plugin Yoast or Rank Math, it automatically pushes an update. If you publish something, it automatically signals Google and says, hey, we got new content over here. And then Google will scrape it. Okay. And when they scrape it, they will index it. Okay. Now, one little thing here, if you are posting on your WordPress site, make sure that you have and I think it's inside of your settings, inside of Yoast, that you want to make sure that it is visible to Google and you're not blocking it. Sometimes you have pages on your site that you don't want indexed, and then you'll click that button. It should be defaulted to index, but sometimes it's not. So you want to double check that. So just one little side note there. So what we want to do though, is we want to see that our site is getting indexed. Now, one way that you can do this is Google has their own set of tools, and you can go ahead and it's their search console is what they call that now. And once you set up your website, you'll install Search Console or Analytics. And then from there, you'll be able to see that you're getting indexed. Okay. And that's really, really what we're looking for in the beginning. The other thing that we're looking at in the beginning is we're looking at relevancy. Okay. So relevancy, I talked a lot about this in the past, is when we're creating content, what we're really doing on a new site, this is we are trying to let Google know that this site is about bass fishing, basket weaving, whatever, right? Whatever it is, we want them to know what it is. So a new site, we need to understand that we want to let them know what it is. That will also help us get indexed quicker. It'll help us get ranked quicker, okay? Because now it knows where to put us, okay? Now, when we're looking at indexing, what that also does is it says, okay, we're in the top 100 now, meaning we're in the top 100 search results. That's like step one. We're like, yes, we're on the map. We're in the catalog, basically, right? Now we need to start thinking about, when will our post, our page, become visible? Okay, to not even visible, because you could go to page, I don't know, 10 and find it, right? But no one's going to page 10. When will it be on page 1 or maybe even page 2? Because page 2, believe it or not, if you have something that gets some traffic, page 2 could get yourself some traffic, because a lot of times, the other thing we need to consider here is that one piece of content will get picked up for a variety of different search terms, not just the one that you wrote it on, okay? So we're always looking at that one, but it's really going to be picked up by many, okay? So even if it's on page 2, there could be a lot of other ones that it's on page 1 for, but we're not going to go into that right now. But so what we're trying to do is we're trying to determine, how long does it take? Okay. And that will vary. And I'm going to share with you an example here on a site that we have, actually 2 sites. One of them is 2 years old. One of them is a year old, little over a year old. And depending on your content, okay, and the difficulty of your keywords, that will also determine how long. But let's just kind of say that we have a brand new site and it's under 1 year old, 1 year old. So we have a site that is, not that old. Okay. They also say that your site is in the Google sandbox for up to 12 months. Okay. Meaning that they're going to kind of put you on probation, right? They're not going to give you, full reign here. They're not going to go ahead and push you up in the rankings right away, because your site is new. That's why relevancy is key. So in the very, very beginning, when we're creating content, we just want to keep feeding our site and publishing on our site relevancy. What is the site about? That's why if you're not starting with answering all of the questions, you should start there, right? Can you catch bass in a pond? Can you catch bass in a lake? Can you catch bass with rubber worms? Bass, worms, lures, fishing poles, all of that is relevant to the bass fishing niche, right? Makes sense. So we always want to keep that in mind. Okay. Now, if you have a new site, believe it or not, you can rank in weeks. Okay. You can index in days. Okay. Now, with that being said, what would allow that to happen? Well, a keyword that is not really competitive. There's not anything else out there that was published on it. Now, with that being said, you might have found a long tail keyword and it might get 10 searches a month. Okay. And some people will be like, well, why would I want to write that piece of content? Because the relevancy is going to help you on future content. Okay. But with that piece of content, if you went into, and I've shared how to do this. I'm not going to go into that in this session here or this podcast. But what you do is you just go into Uber Suggest and you try to find those low competition keywords. There's a filter in there and you can sort it by the SEO difficulty, which the SEO difficulty is really saying how hard that is to rank for. And it takes a bunch of different things into consideration, the tool does, and then it will allow you to see this. In the very beginning, you want to find stuff that is like under 30, let's say. Lower the better. Okay. Now, when we first started, I would find some that were, I don't know, SEO difficulty of 5. And I could get those indexed in a few weeks and get them ranking in a month, right? But again, not a lot of traffic. Relevancy, yes. Okay. So that's what we need to keep in mind. So in the very beginning, in order to give yourself a little bit of, oh my gosh, this is working, you want to look at indexing. Okay. Indexing is a sign that you're on the right track, right? That means that Google went out there, they scraped our site and they indexed us in the top 100. Okay, even if it's 99, you are there. You're indexed. That means that Google is okay with your content. It's okay with your site. If after, I don't know, a month or two, you're not indexing for keywords, there might be a problem. Okay. And what I mean by that is there could be something that you are, well, like I said, in that Yoast plugin or in Rank Math, if you've put something there to block your post by accident, or maybe it was there by default, that could prevent you from being indexed. But for the most part, if you have a new site, you publish, I would say within, 6 to 8 weeks, you should be seeing indexing. Okay. Maybe sooner, maybe a little bit later, but in that range. As far as ranking goes, that will also depend on the, the domain that you have, that you're, if it is it brand new, if it is, then it could take you 3 months. It could take you 6 months. But once again, it comes down to the SEO difficulty. How hard is, or how much competition is that keyword, right? And again, there's a lot of different ways to see that, but let's just say that we understand all that. You're writing a piece of content with the SEO difficulty below 30 on your site, and it's a brand new site. I would expect to see that ranking on page 1 to 3 within the 3 to 4 month mark. That's what I would hope for. Now, I still probably wouldn't do anything up until the 6 month mark. I would just keep adding content. Just keep adding content, relevant content. And that's all I would be. So the first 3 months is like relevancy. It's like a relevancy content blitz. Like that's all that we're doing, right? And out of that, you're going to see that you will start to get some traffic. You will get indexed. You will have some that are going to be ranking on page 1. You will. And then from there, we can also learn from that stuff. So that's scenario number 1 is like a site that's under a year old. Okay. Again, we can rank in weeks. We can get indexed in weeks and we can rank within, a few months. Okay. Now let's talk about older sites that are over a year old. Okay. Now, again, over a year old, were they sitting there with no content? Not the same. I've talked about this before. It's like where you're seasoning a domain, where what we did, and we did this kind of by accident, is we bought a domain name in a niche that we were thinking about going into. We bought it as an example site for our Brand Creators Academy. And then we published like 13 articles, and then we kind of let it just sit for a year. And then we came back to it and we noticed we were getting about 2,500 visitors per month. And we're like, oh my gosh, like this is great. And our domain authority was going up a little bit. So we're like, maybe we should start adding more content. And that's what we've done. And I've got one example on that site that's only a little over a year old now, actually about 15 months now, since we've kind of launched it and put some content on there. That one there, we went after a keyword, and we didn't purposely go after this because of this, but it just happened to be. We went after a keyword that gets, let's see here. 800 and, or I'm sorry, 1,900 searches with an SEO difficulty of 67, which is high. We're ranking in the 5th position on that one article or that one piece of content. And that was published not even a month ago. So does that happen all the time? No. Did that happen on this site? Because number one, we created a great piece of content. It's always important. We have a site that is very relevant to the topic, to the niche, right? And our site is over a year old. Okay, 1 year old. So, all of those things, yes, you can rank within weeks, for a keyword that is a 67 SEO difficulty and 1,900 searches. Now, does that mean that's going to happen every time? No, but it happened on that one example. And there's numerous examples that I could share with you on that one site. So, I mean, we're indexing every single day. We're getting picked up for more keywords. Our traffic is going up every single day on that one. So I'm really excited on that one because I think that one's going to take off here very, very soon. So that's an example of a site that's just over a year old. Now, here's another example of a website that we have that's a little over 2 years old. That one there was our first one that we really started doing this, and we learned a lot from doing that site. We can actually speed up this process now. It shouldn't have taken us this long, but we've learned a ton. But that one there, we published a new piece of content recently. We publish a lot of content on this site, but recently we did it as our content creation challenge. We did a 7-day live content creation challenge. And as part of that, as our students were going through the writing process and the publishing process, we did it along with them. We picked a random topic on the fly. And that one there gets 880 searches per month, according to Ubersuggest. And the SEO difficulty was a 25, okay? Under the 30, we are ranking on page 1 in about the 5th to 9th position, depending on the day. It does float a little bit. And that was in 3 weeks. Actually, a little bit less than 3 weeks. The site is just over 2 years old. It's got a lot of content on there that is relevant to the niche. And we were able to rank within 3 weeks, okay? And indexed in probably days. That's the difference. So how long does it take to index and rank? I'm going to pull a Chris Schaefer here, my good friend. It depends. It truly does. But with knowing what I just shared with you, at least you'll have a heads up that if you are getting indexed on a brand new site, then you're heading in the right direction, right? And then also know that within 3 to 4 months, you should start to see that that's ranking, somewhere in, I would say, page 1, 2, or 3. And then on the 6-month mark, that's where I would look at it and go, okay, did I make page 1? If I did not, now I may want to tweak that piece of content. All right. If you have a site that's 2 years or older and you've been publishing on a regular basis and it has relevancy, it's out of the sandbox. And again, depending on the keywords that you're selecting and the competitiveness of them, I would say that you could get indexed within days and you can rank within weeks. Okay. Again, this all does depend on there's other variables out there. But I will say this is as you're building out your site and your niche property, you need to understand that when you're putting content out there, you're creating more assets, more pieces of real estate out there, separate pieces of real estate that can lead back to your home base, which is your website. Okay. And that's ultimately what we want to do here. All right. So with that all being said, that was a lot. That was a mouthful. Hopefully you understand now and you have something to aim for, right? So to look at, and you can kind of put yourself in whatever camp you're in. A site that's new to 12 months old, or if you have a site that's over 12 months that's been creating content on a regular basis and what that looks like. And then what you can expect. The one thing I will say here, one mistake I see, a big mistake that I see a lot of people making, okay? And I catch this whenever I'm doing like a website review. We just did one for one of our Academy members the other day, actually a new Academy member. He came into the Academy and shared his site. We did a review of it on one of our bi-weekly calls, our office hours calls, and we identified that some of his content was really good, meaning it was question based, right? It was information based. And some of it was just kind of random, like, uh, you know, um, you know, why I chose to go to Colorado to bass fish. Like that was it. Instead of it being best, uh, best lakes to catch bass in Colorado. That would have been better, right? So, one of the biggest mistakes I see is people are not creating content for the search intent. A lot of times it's just content that they think people would enjoy or like. It's not really starting with the search intent. We have to start with the search intent. Super, super important. All right. So, guys, that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. If you guys want to hang out with me on a live Friday jam session and you're listening to this on the podcast, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, takeactioncrew.com. And there you can sign up to be on the morning crew. And we'll also email you with some cool stuff and some help and some tips and advice and all that fun stuff and anything that we're learning. But also, you can be part of our morning crew. So head on over to takeactioncrew.com and we can hang out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's when we do these lives, at least at this time. So yeah, would love to have you hang out with us. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. I'll talk to you soon. Get out there and create some content. Cut. All right, guys, that's the end of that. Do you guys have any quick questions? If not, we are going to rock on out of here. I've got a busy day. I've got a few things I got to button up here before we head out for some beach volleyball. It's not a tournament this weekend, but it is going to be a long practice and some scrimmaging. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be heading out of here soon. Let's see here. Let's see. How do you confirm for sure you are being indexed? Yeah, I would look at your search console, or if you, I think Ahrefs has a free, they do have a 7-day trial, but I think they have a free account where you can just look at that type of data. And then what it'll do is it will also allow you to see some of your stuff that's happening in the site, but it will show you the indexing. I'm pretty sure it will. So you might want to check that out. Okay, Kyle, I have a question. I'm running a giveaway and can't use Facebook advertising. I plan on sharing in Facebook groups that I have provided value and within the niche. Any recommendations or alternative ways to market? Yeah, I mean, if you are, you might, I mean, you could see who's an influencer in your market, reach out to them, see if they will promote it for you because you're giving away something for free. Also, you could, I've done this before, if you reached out to someone on Instagram that has a pretty large following, active as well, and then offer them, $100, and then they'll go ahead and do a sponsored post. So that stuff works as well. You can do that in the Facebook group too. So that would be something that I would probably do if you could, to kind of give that a little bit of momentum. What web analytics service do you recommend? Ahrefs. Yeah, that's the one that I'm using right now. But I would say you don't need that until you're really starting to get some traffic. I think looking at the indexing is cool because then you can kind of get a little bit of, hey, this is working, in that mind. So that way there you don't feel like you're just publishing content and it's not working, because that can happen if you can't see the indexing. So I would say that I would look at Ahrefs, but they have a free version, I believe, that shows you indexing. Okay. Scooby Life, maybe next week you could show us how to do an over-the-shoulder end-of-year audit for things we need to address, in addition to what you went over today. Yeah, and actually, inside of Brand Creators Academy, we're going to be doing this. We're going to be looking at old content and then what we can do to either enhance it, optimize it further, or completely change it. So that is something we're going to be doing, I would say, in the beginning of the year. Because we have other things that we're going to be doing too. But yeah, I think that it's important to do that. But I also think it's it's important to make sure that you're not looking at stuff that's 6 months or less. I would wait at least the 6-month mark on anything that you would alter. So that would be. Um, oh, cool. Kyle says I have an influencer on board. Awesome. Keep us posted on that, Kyle, and how that works, and post in the Facebook group for Brand Creators Academy. Let us know. Yeah, no problem. Yep, cool. Awesome. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. Again, a little reminder here. Next week, I'm going to be doing a live web class. It is going to be on Wednesday, December 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I usually don't do nighttime web classes anymore, but I'm going to do it because I know a lot of people show up at night because if they're working a 9 to 5, they can still show up. And usually they have kids. Kids might be in bed. They can go ahead and show up. And this is going to be really us breaking down what we've learned over the past year and a half, what we're doing to change things up a little bit, really speed up the process, but really how we've taken this model. And the one example I'll be sharing is how we've generated $1,474. I think the exact number is on just Mediavine from free traffic from creating content. So if you're interested, make sure that you sign up for that. Again, brandcreators.com/workshop. That should take you to the sign up page. If you're already on our list, still sign up. That allows us to send you notifications of when it's coming. And if we have anything additional that we're going to be giving out as handouts, anything like that, that will be given there as well. Plus, we'll be doing some live Q&A. So, and if you can't make it, we'll also be sending out a replay, which will be limited on when we send that out, as well as we have a pretty cool, sweet little offer that we're going to be making for anyone that does sign up to our niche properties class. So just to be totally transparent with you, we're going to be doing that to really get 2022 started in the right direction for anyone that wants to jump in and start building out their own niche properties or taking their niche property to the next level. So guys, that's it. That's what I got for you. Hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend, and going to be beautiful weather here. I think it's going to be 77 here today. It's going to be beautiful. So yeah, looking forward to having the weekend. Going to be a little quieter. I might put up some Christmas decorations this weekend outside. I need to do that. So I think that's going to be my thing that I need to do. My daughter's turning 14 next Monday. It's crazy, right? Where does the time go? Insane. All right, guys, I got to run. I got some work to do. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.